Here. Okay, we're ready. We're La Voz De Whatcom in Ferndale, Washington. This is the stream radio, and I don't know what's going on here. My goodness, what's going on here? I don't want that. Okay. I don't know if things all of a sudden pop up and we don't understand what's going on. But anyway, it is an honor and a pleasure to bring a friend of ours that has run and is a port commissioner for Bellingham, Michael Shepard. Me da un honor de traer un amigo que se llama Miguel Shepard, que trabaja por el puesto en Bellingham, el puerto de Bellingham. Y quiero que ustedes lo conozcan y ojalá si tienen el suficiente ganas de votar por una persona que está aquí con nosotros, también habla un poquito español, viene de familia latina como sea, y con eso vamos a seguir. What I say basically, you have a little bit of background as a Hispanic. You do speak a little bit of Spanish, but the important thing is what is before us. Your election. My question to you, Michael, will be very simple. I don't write nothing down. I just bring it from above and I just let it out. Okay. So I think you know how this show it runs. Introduce yourself, mi amigo.
Okay. Buenos días a todos. Mi nombre es Michael Alvarez Shepard y soy un comisionado con el puerto de Bellingham. Mi español es más o menos terrible, pero me gusta practicar. Mi mamá es puertorriqueña y ella enseña a mí que es importante la cultura y la lengua y la familia. Y es importante para mí y mis hijos y toda mi familia. Thank you for having me on the show today. It's a pleasure to be here. I appreciate all the work you do in the community to make sure that everyone, especially our Latino community, is knowledgeable about what's happening and participates in local government. It's been my pleasure to be a commissioner with the Port of Bellingham for the past 4 years and to have the opportunity to run for re-election this year.
You know, we talk about equity, being able to reach out to the community, bring in leaders into the council who are able to talk different languages, to be able to support the voices that don't have a voice. In reality, that is the issue in our country right now. There's a lot of friction, a lot of things are going on. But the beauty of people jumping in, people who knows the language, bring it forth, bring it from their ancestry, from the families. And not only that, our children are also looking and learning part of what we are made of. And it is a pleasure to have Michael on board because I deeply agree that, he brought up his mother. And, that's a sweet thing because I had a mother too, father and everything else. And the best thing that the mother and father want is the best for your children to grow up, to have a good life. And I believe Michael is doing the same thing, being able to be a good servant to who? To the community. All the laws, all the regulations are before us. And I believe he is knowledgeable. You could talk a little bit about the port, what you do, and why it's important to continue. What you feel is the main reason why you want to continue to be a servant unto the people.
Sure. And, what's really nice about the Port of Bellingham is that it's a county-wide organization. And I've been doorbelling nonstop for my reelection, talking with people at their door. And I always try and share what the Port of Bellingham does, because a lot of people don't know what the organization does. But we're a county-wide operation. Everyone in Whatcom County gets to vote for the port. And the port operates many of the services and pieces of infrastructure that people utilize throughout our community. We operate the harbor in Blaine and the marina there. We operate the harbor and marina in Fairhaven and Bellingham. We operate the international airport. And our team works on county-wide economic development. So for me, that means job creation, retention of our employers, and expansion of our job base. So we're doing everything from putting in broadband internet in eastern Whatcom County. We're currently installing fiber directly to the home in Nooksack Valley and Mosquito Lake Road, because it has been hard being a parent and being a small business owner these past 2 years and needing access to the internet. And a lot of our rural community just does not have the access we need.
My question to you, Michael, how is the funding for the internet? I know you said different places in the county are trying to get internet. Where is the funding coming from? Is it from the taxpayers or is it from the federal?
Yeah, so the funding for the internet expansions that we're doing comes from two places. One, it comes from the state currently. And so we've been a recipient of about $1 million of state resources from the Community Economic Development Board at the state. The rest of the money is coming from the Whatcom County and the Economic Development Fund that we have been able to get both grants and loans from. And we're doing this project in partnership with the PUD. And so the port and the PUD are working side by side to make sure that we are using our resources effectively. We're collaborating and cooperating. We're going together for grant funds at the same time, and we're supporting each other in this initiative. You know, broadband internet is a huge challenge, and we are just trying to get this out as fast as we can and make sure that we're using all the available resources. So our first project is Mosquito Lake Road. We plan for our next project to be near Custer, and we're going to keep rolling out broadband infrastructure to make all of Whatcom County connected.
Good, good. Does Sumas have that up in that area, broadband and so forth?
Yeah, so Sumas, we've got kind of a connectivity map of all the highest needs, and there is a chunk from Blaine East that we will be working on, and that will include some of the area around Sumas too.
And the reason I bring that up, you know, who is the one that works out in the community, out in the county, out by Everson, out by Sumas, out by Blaine, where the raspberries and strawberries are all at. There's a lot of Hispanic out there. There's a lot of Punjabis out there. There's other ethnic groups out there working, the workers of the people. I believe very strongly they also need a voice to be brought up. And I believe if you are able or you have any questions for Michael, I believe that is he will be available. I'm not putting words in your mouth, but you know, make contact with him. Para ustedes que quieren hablar con él un poquito en español, como sea, hablen con Miguel. Y si tienen preguntas, mándele un email a Miguel, porque sí está corriendo y sí habla un poquito de español.
If I don't understand everything, I'll have my mother help me translate.
Well, I would welcome your mom here she's never met my wife, so it would be a good thing, you know, because the thing about it, my people, is, like I said earlier, a lot of time the Hispanics, we don't mix with anybody hardly at all. But when there's a language that we can actually talk and communicate with, that's communication, and that's how we grow. The Northwest Washington Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the reason that I founded that, to be able to bring the whole community together. Back in about 22 years ago in Chihuahua, I brought all the chiefs of police together in one accord, and I told them of my mission and my vision, whatever, to be able to help in Sumas, in Blaine, Nooksack, wherever. And the chiefs of police, they all came in. And Chief Knapp, he never let me down. He was by my side. He made me the multicultural advisor, and we able to go to different parades and actually show the works that we have, our community, Hispanic community. And not only that, I'm always reaching out to others, not just Hispanic. I'm reaching out to Punjabis, to anybody that's willing to listen and to perform things. We also might have an opportunity to be on the Ferndale radio. I was asked to do that too. So there's a possibility that's going to be AM. Right now, it's supposed to be Punjabi music. I'm hoping to get in there, do Hispanic and other ethnic groups, bring people aboard to be able to communicate. That radio's been sitting there a long time. And I believe, and I thank God that I was called last week to get involved, do a program. So that's another thing for anybody listening. I'm going to be able to tap into that. And it's for you that I do it, and not for the I part, it's for the community that I'm doing. And that's the reason I bring Michael on board, because he's also has that heart, the heart that it takes to reach out, no matter who you are, where you political person, you kind of person you are, but still we are human beings, and we have certain things that he has experience with, and I believe he would be will continue to be an excellent candidate for commissioner. Amigo, sigue con sus palabras.
I really appreciate the opportunity to be here. The Port of Bellingham works countywide on projects. We don't own any land in Ferndale, but one project I really like to highlight is our economic development team helped bring a electric transit bus manufacturer to Ferndale this past summer. They're called Vicinity Motors, and they're a Canadian company. They wanted to make city buses to sell to cities and governments in the US, but those buses have to be made in America to be able to do that. So our team helped them find a property, got them a grant to start construction of their building over off LaBounty Road, and they're going to be bringing 120 new green tech jobs to the community. And so for me being in elected service, it means making sure that we're making good decisions for today, but also thinking about the future. And our future means we need to have good jobs for my children, your children, and we're taking care of our environment as well. So that fully electric green city buses is part of doing good by our environment and our economy at the same time. When I'm not working on the port or running after my children, I work as a professor at Western Washington University in the anthropology department. And I just really enjoy being part of this community, and I thank you for your support.
Now you know why I asked him to come on board, because of what he has been doing a lot of people don't know what he has been doing here in our county. So he's young enough, he's got a family enough, he's supportive of everybody else, and I believe that it would be good to keep him on board as a commissioner. My question, Michael, is anything yet on the Intalco Alcoa site?
Yeah,
anything at all?
It's a great question. So that's another area that our economic development team is working on. It was a big loss to the community when we lost those 700 jobs. They're important jobs, and that facility should be used. So we are currently working with two different companies that are looking at how to restart that facility. One, the price of aluminum is quite high right now, and so it's made it attractive for companies to think about restarting that site as a smelter. The other company we're working with is considering a environmentally friendly steel mill. It's another interesting proposition, and we're going to continue to support both of those companies as they do their due diligence and look at options for restarting that facility.
Good. So if you have any questions, like I said earlier, feel free to give him, email him. Do you have your email? Can you write it on here?
Sure.
On this, right? Right. Let's see, what's that? Here, go ahead and write it on there.
It is.
That way, while he's putting the email in the screen, that you'll be able to contact him. And if you have any questions, have any ideas, or if you would like to someday get together a coffee with a group of people, I believe he's available to do that. So there you go. That is his email, and it's probably the best way is by the email, make an event or a meeting or something. And if you have anything else, there you go. I was going to ask him for that too, but he's going to go ahead. There's your phone, his phone number, and that way you have two things there and how you can reach him, ask him any questions, support, different opinions that you have that I have not asked. And that's the reason we have the radio. Right now, as I speak, you could really be asking me questions that he could return in answering to you. But with due time, you'll know that La Voz De Whatcom is a local. I should not say local, but it goes a long ways. The stream radio. They hear it all the way to Mexico, everywhere, because people have are starting to listen to it more and more. But anyway, this is the reason we have this station here in Ferndale, Washington. It is part of the Northwest Washington Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And for most of those who have been following my wife, the Chicas Reinas, this is also their site. They're the ones that went all the way to Olympia, danced for our senators and representatives down there during the time was needed. So we have different things that we have been doing here from Ferndale, and then also involved with different parades throughout this county, Skagit County, with the dancing horses and all the things that are somewhat unique to the community. Mi amigo, ¿no tienes algo más? Porque es tu tiempo para hablar. And como sea. Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you all again. We're going to keep working hard on this reelection. I just want to encourage everyone to get their votes out. Only about 20% of ballots have been turned in countywide. And a lot of parts of Ferndale, it's below 15% of ballots have been turned in. So it's an important local election. There's only local candidates on the ballot. And so, you know, when I first decided to run for port, I wanted to make sure that I was doing positive work for change in my community. And that, for me, was being part of local government. It's not work that pays a lot of money. It's not something that I do for the prestige, but it's something that I do to be involved and make positive change. And the only way that we can continue having good candidates like me who are willing to work hard is for you to go out and get those ballots in. You have until tomorrow, Tuesday, to drop off at a drop box and make sure that your voice is heard by voting.
And let me say one thing too. Now you probably wonder, why aren't we wearing a mask? I have been given 2 shots already. I'm 71 years old. I've gone to Dominican Republic, went through the test all the way back, negative, and I'm questioning my friend the same thing. I won't speak for him, but I guess I've had all my vaccinations. So
me too. I'm all vaccinated as well.
So now, if there's any doubt, now you heard it from us on the air, okay? Yeah. And thank you very much, Michael. Okay. Thank you.
Muchas gracias a todos. Hasta luego.
Now we do is just share.